Hello again. I am doing another brand review. I'm going to see if I can knock all of these out today. There's only a few left. This next recommendation is from Jill. She recommended AV-AT, and I wasn't sure what the name was, so I went ahead and pulled it up ahead, and it's the Appalachian Valley Natural Products. So this is going to be my review for this one. I haven't gone any further to see. Okay, essential oils over here. Alrighty. Let's see what they have here. So we have gone over before how some of these, such as allspice, angelica root, and aniseed, are not very safe choices for most people to use in aromatherapy. They are usually ones that I avoid as well. Allspice is one that is anticoagulant, as some are, but it's also potentially carcinogenic as well. So I don't recommend using this one, but at least if they can let you guys know the different safety ramifications for using allspice, including its very low topical max, then at least you are aware when you go to a website what you are getting into. I am seeing a generic caution here. Can be irritating to sensitive skin. Always use a carrier oil when applying allspice oil to the skin. We will see as we click on more of these if this is a general recommendation or if they feel that this is in fact specific to allspice essential oil. It does look like they have down here, again, this could be generic. We will find out. All of the information provided is for informational educational purposes only, not intended to replace medical advice given by a medical practitioner. We do not give medical advice. So I don't know if that means they're really not going to give any safety warnings as well. So we will see as we click on more of these what their intent is for their website. So Anistar is another one that is risky to use that I don't recommend using at all. So it does look like they don't even have benefits on here. So a lot of places that don't have safety information listed, they do have benefits listed. And it looks like they are sticking strictly to the botanical name and all about the essential oil, steam distilled, the distillation method, the class, properties. So that's what they're sticking to. They're not actually giving any benefits or safety at all. So you basically have to rely on another resource such as this group. You can post your questions here if you want to know what the safety is for the safety information. But just in case, let me click on a couple of these other ones to see if maybe they do have some safety information listed for something else. Okay, so they do have a lot of benefits for bergamot. Now, this is cold pressed, so this is going to be phototoxic, so that is something you want to be aware of. Let me see. They do have a caution here. Okay, so I will be clicking on a few more because it does look like they do have caution on some of these. So this is correct that this can cause photosensitization and you have to be super careful. They do have an FCF grade bergamot. That is good to know. So they do have a furanocoumarin free bergamot, which is not this one. So you want to look for that other one. So that is good to know. So this one being phototoxic, they are still suggesting that you add 6 to 8 drops to your water when you are taking a bath without diluting it, which is not something that I would recommend. You definitely want to add an oil, a carrier oil as well to that. They aren't recommending any specific drops for massage. They do say to use 10 drops to a teaspoon of alcohol and dab it onto spots for chickenpox. So I wouldn't recommend that. It needs to be used in a carrier oil. Alrighty, so let's see what else they have. So I'm not going to give up on them yet. It does look like they do have some safety listed. It seems to me, as in reviewing all of these websites, I think I've done over about 60 of them right now, I would say. the phototoxicity is one that if they have any safety information at all, it's typically the phototoxic element. Okay, so I do like this because birch essential oil has a lot of safety issues. It is anticoagulant. I could go on and on. So I do appreciate that they let you know that this is not intended for therapeutic use and only professionals should be using this. So I do appreciate that. Birch and wintergreen, this is correct. They are pretty much the same when it comes to their components or constituents. So you do have to be super careful. So I do appreciate that they are warning you here about that. That is good to know. That is really good to know. Perfect. So let me see what else they have here. I like they have camphor white. White camphor is the recommended camphor to use if you are going to use one. Cardamom, let's see if they happen to flag this for do not use under age 10. Let's see if they have that on here or not. I do not see that. It does say do not use during pregnancy, which is not entirely accurate. Okay. So, I don't know. I guess they have some safety and they, it kind of varies. So this important information that they have here is generic and is listed on all of them. Carrot seed essential oil is not recommended to use during pregnancy. Let's see if they have that on here or not. They do not. So this is listed for all of them. Good to know. And some of the information here, it varies. Some of the profiles do have several uses listed and some do not. Let's see what they have for their cinnamon bark. As this also is anticoagulant, just like cinnamon leaf, just like clove. Cinnamon bark is not pregnancy safe where cinnamon leaf is, and it does look like that they do have a caution if you are not a professional. They do recommend diluting before applying to the skin, but what you don't know is with cinnamon bark, it needs a 0.01% dilution. So that is extremely low. Extremely low. Alrighty, so let's see what other single essential oils I can look at. I'm curious to know what they have for their eucalyptus. So this is one that is typically flagged for 10 and above only. And I am not seeing that here. So far I haven't seen any specific age recommendations. We've seen a couple of phototoxic recommendations, which is good. I'm curious. I just saw their nutmeg. I'm curious to know if they LMN. What did I see next to their eucalyptus? Oh, the fennel. Right, similar. So this is potentially carcinogenic. This is one that I don't recommend using, and I don't know if they're going to... Okay, so they're not saying this is professionals, but they are saying to use a carrier oil, use with caution if epileptic, and use with caution during pregnancy. So they do have some cautionary information on there, so that is good to know. Okay. Let me just do this. Alrighty. Let's take a look at some of their others, and then we'll see if they have blends. If they have blends, then I can go over their blends to see if they have properly formulated them or not. Let's take a look at lime. This one should also be flagged for being phototoxic, just like the other ones that they flagged. Okay, and they have, so that's good to know. They do have that listed there. That is good to know. Alrighty, and let's see if they flag myrrh. Myrrh is not safe for use during pregnancy. So let's see if they have that on here. They do, so that's very good to know. Not advisable during early pregnancy due to its unreliable chemical composition. Very good, that's surprising. Most of them don't actually have that flag. So their safety is a little bit all over the place. You know, they do have some safety. They do have, this is only for professional use, which I am glad to see. And then other ones that do have safety issues, they really don't talk about. So they are suggesting oregano be well diluted, which is true. Yes. So it's also anticoagulant. So there are other safety issues here as well that aren't listed. So that is to be, you are to be aware of that. Let's see if they have any blends. Yes, so they do have some blends. So let's see how they are formulating their blends. Breathe blend. Most companies, if they have blends, do have their own version of a breathe blend. Most of them contain eucalyptus, eucalyptus, lemongrass, basil, menthol, and cedarwood. So this would be for ages 10 plus because of eucalyptus. Not sure which basil that they are using, so I can't speak to the safety. I recommend the linalool chemotype of basil. So that's what I would recommend. But this could be effective for breathing issues. Just understand it's not for children. Joyful. Let's see what's in here. Let's see what's in here. Okay, bergamot, lemon, tangerine, ylang-ylang, coriander, palmarosa, geranium, Roman chamomile, jasmine, rose. That actually seems like it would smell really good and be very uplifting. I would recommend inhalation only. Lemon is phototoxic. It looks like they have the phototoxic free, the furan and coumarin free bergamot, so that's not an issue topically, but lemon is. But ylang-ylang has a low topical max, as does jasmine and rose. So this would be something that would actually be more effective when inhaled anyways. Let's look at, do they have a sleepy one? Oh, they do. Sweet Dreams. Let's see if they have sedative essential oils, or at least calming essential oils. Okay, so they have sandalwood, good, so that is sedative. Neroli, ylang-ylang, frankincense, lavender, marjoram, peppermint. Peppermint is stimulating though. Cedarwood, Roman chamomile, clary sage. Well, if they didn't have the peppermint in there, then I would say this is probably going to work. But I don't know how much peppermint they have. That may be kind of snuffed out because there is sandalwood, there is cedarwood, there's lots of other calming essential oils in here. So yeah, this is one that's going to be recommended to inhale anyways. I'm seeing here that they're saying that the blend does not contain a carrier, so you need to dilute it. But this is something best in a linen spray, in a diffuser, somewhat inhaled anyways. See, prosperity, essential oils don't help with prosperity, sorry. They just don't. Okay, some of these names, it's like, what is this for? What is the intent? Let's take a look at Blue Comfort just to see what the purpose of that could be. Okay, so the essential oils in here are helichrysum, blue tansy, German chamomile, lavender, and cypress. That's interesting. Blue Comfort. So this is for topical use. They're suggesting small amount of fractionated coconut that gives it a soft, nourishing feel to the skin, but it needs to be additionally diluted. 7 parts carrier to 1 part of this blend. Interesting. Okay. This would be a really good healing blend for any topical skin issues with the helichrysum. Blue tansy is generally great for allergies, so any sort of inflammation on the skin. Same with German chamomile, lavender. So this would be a good one for any topical skin issues, I would say. Interesting. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything that I've mentioned, if you are curious about any single essential oils or blends that I did not click on, please leave a comment for me below and I will go ahead and answer those for you. If you are interested in looking at any safety resources, you can take a look at ueoslibrary.com. I have this and other resources so that you can look up the safety of the essential oils for any website that you come across to see if it is in fact safe for you or not. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube and I'll be back in a few minutes and do another brand assessment.